In motorsports, it doesn't get any bigger than Daytona. Daytona is built on legacy. It's every team owner's dream to capture a win at this iconic track. After 3 months of preparation, team owner Mario Gosselin has arrived to Daytona fielding cars for Kyle Weatherman, Josh Bilicki, and Natalie Decker. Kyle Weatherman will be looking for it all, as this will be his 7th attempt at Daytona. With that said, at a track as dangerous as Daytona, everyone knows coming into this event that anything can and will happen. Not only working with your teammates will be the key to the race, you got to focus on survival. But that is what makes Daytona so special, so iconic, and such a spectacle. Going into the weekend, the weather looked to be the biggest headline, and all that is known is that it will definitely play a factor. Our journey begins with the cars hitting the garage area for the very first time. DGM has worked months preparing these cars, building them, so they'll be in top-notch conditions come race time. With that said, at a track as dangerous as Daytona, everyone knows coming into this event that anything can and will happen. NASCAR driver Kyle Weatherman heads to the infield for the fan experience, giving away everything from keychains, air fresheners, water bottles, koozies, flags, and even free oil changes. It's safe to say that Kyle Weatherman made a ton of new race fans on that day. But soon, it was time to get back to work and back in the office. As the pressure builds, it was now time to hit the track for the very first time this season for practice. Car owner and crew chief Mario Gosselin was quick to climb on top of the hauler so he can get a view of all the action. After knocking the rust off and getting the car up to speed, Kyle Weatherman found himself 26th on the board. All that's left now is qualifying, and soon to be the race. To cap off day 1, DGM gives a tour to NASCAR esports champion Casey Kerwin and his driver Tucker Minter to reward them for winning the Drive Smart to Daytona Challenge. Just 1 day later, it's officially the set date to go racing to kick off the season for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona. As the team arrived to the track, the showers came, and it didn't let up. Tension was rising as questions of even getting the race in had to be answered. As a window opened, the sun began to shine, and it was time to roll the car through tech in preparation of qualifying. In order for Kyle's teammate Natalie Decker to make the race, she had to qualify in on time. Kyle is focused and zoned in. As each car is turning laps, Kyle is rolling closer and closer to be up next. This is the moment the team worked so hard for, and it's finally time to show what we brought to the table. And just like that, Kyle Weatherman is off at Daytona, ready to take the green flag in qualifying and ready to put it all on the line and make a run at the pole. As Kyle completed his lap, he topped the board in position number 25, with all 3 DGM cars officially locked into the show. Unfortunately, after qualifying, that window closed, and the race once again came to a halt. This time being postponed till Tuesday. The teams began to scramble of what their next plans are. Nearly 48 hours later, the hype is built, the pressure is mounted. It's officially race day, as the NASCAR Xfinity Series is going to kick off their season under the lights, prime time Monday night after the Daytona 500. The fans showed up in masses. To thank all the fans that came back out, Kyle Weatherman suited up and signed over 2,000 autographs for every fan that walked into the venue. After the sun set, the teams were in panic to quickly get the cars to the grid. Pit road was hectic, as NASCAR quickly wanted this event to begin. The pit boxes are getting set up as fast as possible. The clock is ticking. racing. This is it. The cars have rolled off the grid. The green flag has dropped and the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series season has officially begun. Kyle Weatherman had plans of taking it slow and letting the race even out before getting too aggressive. As the cars are approaching over 200 miles per hour, the action is getting more dangerous by the lap. As the team is watching from the box, they are seeing the racing intensify. With only 8 laps to go in stage number 1, it took a small mistake from the pack to set off the first crash of the day. Cars are stacking up and wrecking up. This is your typical Daytona madness. As Kyle tried desperately to avoid the crash, there was simply nowhere to go, and Daytona struck again. The car is destroyed. Kyle was devastated. The car had to be towed all the way back to the garage area, as the entire front end is completely crushed. Daytona was a heartbreak, but one thing for sure, Mario has built a tough team, and all the 91 crew can do is load up and go home. Next week is Atlanta Motor Speedway, and Atlanta is very similar to Daytona. The unknowns are just as high, but the possibility of an underdog team like our own taking the checkered flag very well can happen. Kyle's going to lead with his head held high, motivated to push forward to next week. Atlanta will be about redemption, as the team now has a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. Be sure you subscribe to the Go Drive Smart YouTube channel so you don't miss any future content.